Welcome to Do the Dang Thing podcast with Chrissi Sperduto, the podcast that's like having a personal action-taking coach in your pocket, giving you bite-sized tips and small mindset shifts every week. I'm your host, Chrissi Sperduto. I'm a network marketer turned action-taking coach for business owners who grew her businesses while holding down a successful career in aviation. I'm on a mission to help you fit your business into your everyday life because I believe you are capable of doing some pretty amazing things no matter how chaotic your life is. Consider me your no-nonsense business BFF, helping you learn how to get it all done quicker, easier, and with way less mental drama. Join me here on the podcast each week where we'll chat everything from systems to help you fit your business into real life, to business tips, plus time management hacks, mindset shifts to help you find the courage to take that next step in your business, and real life experts to inspire and empower you to go after your goals. Let's go, CEO. We have work to do. Grab your favorite cup of coffee or wine, no judgment here, and get ready to ditch those inner mean girl thoughts ringing in the back of your head so you can embrace your inner badass and go do the dang thing. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to the Do the Dang Thing podcast. So excited for this episode. If you didn't know, last week was actually Thanksgiving in the US, or if you're not listening live, here's a little timeline for you. Last week was Thanksgiving, which is one of my favorite holidays. I actually every year bid it off at my full-time job, which we have to request time off a year in advance, and it's my first pick of what I choose for vacation for the year because I just love Thanksgiving so much. The food, the family. I'm not a huge football fan. I can follow football, but I just love the holiday. I don't know why. I always have. And it's really the kickoff to the holiday season, which also just I love all the lights and the glitter and everything peppermint. Honestly. And so I wanted to do a little bit of a special holiday episode for you. Now that we're coming off from Thanksgiving, we kind of have a preview of how crazy things are going to be over the next few weeks. And I wanted to give you just a few tips and tricks to help you survive the rest of the holiday season. Now, you may have noticed that last week there was not a podcast episode, and that was pretty intentional. I decided while I was prepping for Thanksgiving, we hosted people here, and I was getting the house ready, I was doing the grocery shopping, that I was going to take a little bit of a break. Okay. And you may remember from one of my past episodes about when you know it's time to take a break. And I was just feeling all of the things. I was feeling overwhelmed. I was feeling stressed. I knew there was a lot to get done and not a ton of time to do it. So I took the pressure of social media and the podcast off of my plate for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And it was so great. It was amazing to be present at Thanksgiving and not worrying about, what can I post to stories? Everyone else during that time was also busy hanging out with their friends, hanging out with their families. And so I did not feel any guilt or any I should be doing this kind of feelings. I just enjoyed it. And so I want to give you permission today to do the same thing. I have 5 tips for you to have a productive, yet amazing and memorable holiday season as a business owner. This will be my 5th holiday season as an online business owner. And so I've done a little bit of everything. I have done the holiday season where I don't post sales, where I don't show up on social media. I've done the ones where I am there every single day and talking about the sales, talking about the specials, and everything in between. I want to give you permission today to decide what you want your holiday to look like and run with it. Okay? Now, before we get started, I do want to give you a little bit of a disclaimer because depending on where you are mentally, emotionally, this advice might not hit home the right way. And I just want you to know that any advice I ever give is always said with the utmost love and respect, and because I want you to be successful. But the advice that I give here does not replace the need for a coach or a therapist to work through deep-rooted beliefs and trauma that you might have. Okay? We all have it. We all have deep-rooted beliefs that inform everything that we do. We all have trauma from our childhood, from our young adulthood. And sometimes we have further work to do than what we can cover here on the podcast, that what you can cover on a group coaching call. Sometimes the holidays bring that out and just illuminate it like crazy, okay? So if this episode does not hit you right, or you're no, I don't agree with that, or that's not going to work for me, I encourage you to go find support beyond just this podcast episode if you need it. And without further ado, here are my 5 tips to have a very fabulous, very fun holiday season as a business owner. My first tip is have a plan. sit down with a glass of wine and your calendar and plan out what you want your December to look like. I want you to plan out your real life first, okay? The holiday parties that you have, when you want to decorate your Christmas tree if you haven't already yet, when you want to do certain things. Maybe you want to go ice skating. Maybe you want to go to, we have at the Gaylord here, we have ice. Maybe you want to plan some date nights. Maybe you want to plan some happy hours. Like, plan those first, okay? And then ask yourself, where can I fit in my business? I don't want you to just throw caution at the wind and be like, I'll restart in January. No, you can do both, but you have to have the mindset of, oh, I can figure out how to fit both of these in and start planning for it. I don't want you to let either one, either your social life or your business, run you over like a freight train. So take some time, set a plan, prioritize the most important things first, okay? And guess what? You might not have room to do everything. You're allowed to say no to things, okay? You don't have to go to your company's Christmas party. You don't have to, if your mother-in-law wants to go to church service on Christmas Eve, but you really want to just stay home and enjoy a cup of hot cocoa in front of the fire, guess what? You can say no to your mother-in-law. You can say no to things in this season if you want to. Okay? But plan it out ahead of time. The second tip I have for you is stop trying to do it all. And I saw this great post the other day. You are not Amazon, so stop trying to be Amazon. You're not going to deliver all the holiday cheer at the right time. You're not going to sell millions of dollars of product. But what can you do as you? You're not Amazon, but you're you. So what can you do? All right? You don't have to do it all. I used to bake like 20 different types of Christmas cookies. Why? I don't know. But I had to do it all. I would stay up all night finishing Christmas cookies so I could mail them out and bringing them to the office and appease everyone around me, when in reality I liked 3 different types of cookies. So you know what I make now? 3 different types of cookies, because I don't have to do it all. I'm not Amazon. If someone really wants a specific type of cookie, they can Google the cookie recipe and make it them damn selves, okay? You don't have to do your wrapping yourself. Can you hire the neighborhood kid down the street to do your Christmas wrapping? Can you ask someone to help you with your Christmas list? What can you delegate? What can you cross off your list? We have talked about this many times before, but remember, holiday season, you do not have to do it all. So stop trying to. My third tip for you is, okay, we still want to show up on social media, but maybe some of our Christmas activities are crossing into our time that we would normally spend creating content. Here's your permission slip to go through your last 6 months to a year's worth of posts and reuse and repurpose content that performed well. I know a few people on Instagram that literally the entire month of December, all they do is reuse and repurpose content that already performed well. If it did good, post it again, okay? My next tip, number 4, is to add a little bit of holiday flair and personality. Have fun while you're doing things. So especially when it comes to content, add a little bit of fun, add a little bit of personality, stand out from the crowd, do less, send out less emails, do less posts, but make them more fun. Because if you're having fun while you're doing it, it's better, it's easier, you enjoy it more. It doesn't feel like a chore on top of the other 1,000 things that you have on your to-do list right now. Okay? Have fun. And then my last tip, which you've heard me say before, batch your tasks. Okay? So what I mean by this is set aside an hour and write all of your emails for the month of December all at once. And this is kind of a bonus tip. Give yourself permission to take a break. Okay? If you're like, hey, I don't really want to have to record podcasts in December, record the first 2 in the first week of December and then say, hey, we'll be back in January. That's what I'm doing. You're going to get this episode and one more episode, then I'm taking the rest of the month off. That goes back to number 1, have a plan. But if you can, batch your tasks. Record multiple podcast episodes at once. Write multiple emails all at once. Once you get in that flow state, it's really easy to kind of keep going. And remember to keep things simple. Keep it light. Keep it fun. Simple is in. Everyone's overcomplicating things. Simple. Again, you are not Amazon, so you do not need to send out 4,000 emails the month of December. Definitely utilize your email list, your text list if you have them. But don't feel like you need to keep up with the big box stores or all the notifications. Your right people will find you. They will be ready to buy, and you don't need to stress about sending 4,000 emails, my friend. Okay. Now, before we go, the holidays can be a very difficult season. Thanksgiving highlighted for me just how hard it is to host people in your home, how hard it is to plan all the meals, how hard it is to, think about getting all the presents and all of the things. So I just want to offer you a little bit of support in your corner during the holidays. The Do the Dang Thing membership is open for enrollment, and this might be exactly what you need. You get twice monthly group coaching calls where you can come and you can talk through whatever's on your mind. You get once monthly content coaching calls where you can be like, I know I need to post to social media. This is kind of what I'm thinking. Can you help me kind of solidify that idea and make it so it's going to hit the way that I'm trying to hit? You get a monthly networking call so you can reach out to other business owners that might need your services. You get 24/7 access to the community where you can ask questions, where you can get help, where you can get written coaching between coaching calls. And I'm missing something. There's one more call. And a monthly training. We just wrapped up the training on Monday. I had Irina from the Solo Genius, which you might remember. She was on a couple weeks ago on the podcast, and she gave us this formula to use ChatGPT as a tool to batch our holiday content. And in less than an hour, I was able to put together an entire content calendar for December for easy posts, and ChatGPT wrote about 80% of it. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I need that, jump into the Do the Dang Thing membership, go watch that replay, take the challenge of using ChatGPT to help you with your content this month, and utilize the community aspect this holiday season. I was just on a podcast recording with someone else, and she asked me, what's your number one tip for business owners right now? And it is lean in. When you feel like you want to lean out, lean in. When you feel like nothing's going the way that you need it to go, and it's all overwhelming, and it's all just a shit show, I want you to lean in and ask for support from your community. Whether that's the Do the Dang Thing community, whether that's your business bestie, whether that's your team, whoever it might be, when you feel like you are ready to quit and throw in the towel and it's just been too hard, I want you to lean in and ask for support from your community instead of leaning out. Our natural instinct is to lean out, but I challenge you to lean in. Just yesterday, I reached out to my business bestie and I was like, I am really struggling with content right now. I need to talk this through. I need a co-working session. And we ended up talking through something that had been rattling around in my mind for about 2 weeks. We talked it through in 25 minutes. And after 25 minutes, I felt confident, ready to get back into it. I had ideas, and she gave me the push that I needed to go and execute them. None of us are immune. Even action-taking coaches like me, none of us are immune to needing support and needing people in our community. Okay. So if you do not have that community, the Do the Dang Thing membership is open, waiting for you with open arms. Give yourself a nice little Christmas present ahead of the season. Right now, it is only $49 per month to join the membership, and you lock in that price for the lifetime that you are in the membership. Now, January 1st, the price is going up to $79 a month. So if you've been thinking about joining the membership, if you're like, that's exactly what I need that masterclass training once a month, I need group coaching calls, I need help with my content, any one of those calls is worth $79. I can tell you that much. But you get all of them, all wrapped up with a nice little bow, plus the community, plus a bunch of resources inside the community for $49 a month, and you get to lock in that price for life. So run, don't walk, go sign up for the membership. I'll link it in the show notes below. And really enjoy your holiday season. Have your plan. Don't try to do it all. Repurpose, batch, bring in a little bit of holiday flair and personality, and lean into the community around you. I hope you have a very wonderful holiday season. And until next week, keep on doing the dang thing. Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Do the Dang Thing podcast with Chrissi Sperduto. If you know someone that could benefit from today's chat, please send this episode their way and be sure to leave a rating and a review so more business owners can find the podcast and be inspired to take action on their goals. Also, I love to see what you're doing while you listen. Share what you're up to while you listen to today's episode and tag me in your stories at Chrissi Sperduto for a shout out. If you'd like to explore more resources like my free monthly coaching call and learn how we can work together through one-on-one coaching or the Do the Dang Thing membership, head to www.chrissisperduto.com. Please always remember that you are not alone in this adventure. I am always rooting for you, bestie. Until next time, keep on doing the dang thing. Bye.